What is up, YouTube? It is the Real Hayden here, back with another video. Today we're here to review the movie Obsession. This came out in 2026 in America, and I believe it premiered at the Toronto Film Festival in Canada in September of 2025. I heard a lot of hype around this movie, and I actually seen the Blu-ray, 4K, and DVD at Walmart. I was tempted to grab it, but I didn't see the movie yet, and I seen that it aired on Peacock. And so I decided to go ahead and give it a watch. Me and my wife watched it last night. And what's my opinion on this movie? So we watched this movie last night, and I will say I was very intrigued that it had a cast that I didn't recognize because I got tired of seeing the same faces over and over. Even though the girl that played Nikki looked very familiar. I know she was in the show 13 Reasons Why. But the director's actually directing an upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre film from what I can see. But me and my wife watched this last night. The movie was about an hour and 49 minutes long, so it wasn't a very long movie. And the movie started off, it had a budget, I think, of like $700,000, or it was in the hundred thousands range, and it made like $400 or $500 million. So, you know, they're obviously going to do, I've heard that they're not interested in doing a sequel, but more of like a spin-off. And I could see that called something about the Wish or whatever. Somebody else is going to use the Willow Wish or whatever. And I could definitely see that for sure with how successful this movie was. Now, let's get to my opinion on the film. My opinion on this film was that it was a very overrated film. Very, very, very overrated. Like, people were talking about this movie on TikTok like it was a deep film, like it was just terrifying. And that just shows how many casual movie watchers there are out there. Not everyone is a movie critic. There's a lot of watchers, they don't know necessarily what a good movie is, or their standards aren't as high as what a critic like me would be. But I really did not enjoy this movie for the most part. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I think I gave it 3 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. And, you know, it wasn't a bad movie by any means. It was a fairly decent movie. It just, I feel like the movie had been done before. And I would have preferred had the girl, Nikki, been crazy, had the wish not been made. But I would have preferred she was like a natural kind of crazy rather than a possessed, you know, demonic kind of crazy. But you know, the film starts off, there's these 4 co-workers, they work at this place. This guy named Bear works with his friend Ian, and this girl named Sarah who has a crush on Bear. And but Bear has a crush on this girl named Nikki. There's 4 of them total that work at this place. Nikki and Ian have been hooking up on and off, but Nikki and Ian have been hooking up on and off, and Bear is Ian's friend, right? Bear is Ian's friend, and he really wants Nikki, but Nikki just kind of sees him as a friend. So he goes into this shop and buys this thing called I think it's a One Wish Willow or something like that, and he buys it, and he's like, I wish Nikki would love me more than anyone in the world. And he breaks it, he snaps it in the car, and something just changes in her instantly. She becomes like an obsessive, crazy woman. It's not natural, you know, her love for him, and he doesn't like that. He even tries to reverse the wish by calling the number on the box where he bought the One Wish Willow. And, you know, they told him unless someone dies, the wish can't be reversed. You know what I mean? And the guy was kind of weird, low key, because he was into it, even though, you know, he knew something was up, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, he had a crush on her, you know, and she wants to come home with him. All of a sudden, she doesn't want to leave his side. She doesn't want to let him go to the bathroom alone. She doesn't want to let him go anywhere alone without her coming. She becomes like crazy, possessive, and like she even pisses in the floor at one point. Like it's pretty wild. Like she makes a scene in a restaurant, and like whenever, because she apparently her dad has cancer, but she doesn't care about her dad, but she's using that as her reason for why something has changed in her. I don't know. It's a weird movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's definitely a good movie for a casual audience, you know what I'm saying? But for someone who watches a lot of movies, it's not a very good movie in my opinion. I watch a lot of movies, so to me it's, you know, really just not a very good movie. That's just my opinion. And you know, there's issues with it. You know, the pacing, it wasn't the worst. It's just the characters weren't very strong, in my opinion. I was kind of annoyed with the Nikki character, to be honest. I don't know. I found myself more annoyed than intrigued. Bear, I wasn't a fan of him. My favorite character out of them might have been Ian, honestly. Ian was pretty cool, but like Sarah, Nikki even kills Sarah because he goes to hang out with Sarah. My mic, I'm having some issues. I'm sorry. I should have adjusted this. But Nikki goes to hang out with Sarah, right? Bear goes to hang out with Sarah, and Sarah like confesses her feelings for him or whatever. Nikki comes, busts the window, and just slams Sarah's head into the steering wheel repeatedly until her face is just all mush. And what I didn't like was how casual Bear was to his friends just dying, which Bear's a stupid ass name, but Sarah, the girl, and she was trying to get into this school or something, and he opened the letter after she died and seen she got in, so he broke down. And what I didn't understand, why was he just sitting there while this girl was Nikki was bashing her head into a steering wheel, and then she shoots his friend Ian in the head, and he's just so casual, like he doesn't even care, like it's so weird, like he doesn't even try to stop it. Like I wasn't a fan of his character, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't a fan of really any of the characters in this movie. Ian was okay, but I just wasn't a fan. Like I just don't think the characters were that strong in my opinion. But you know, that even the other characters, they find something weird. They don't know he made the wish at first. They think it's just her dad dying, which she wasn't even close with her dad, so they don't understand what flipped in her, because she just seen Bear as a friend, and all of a sudden something switched in her and she's in love with him and crazy over him. It didn't make sense to them, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good movie. At first I was going to give it 3.5 out of 5, but I gave it a 3 because the ending in my opinion just wasn't that strong. Like he overdoses at the end, takes a bunch of pills, overdoses, and she's holding him and crying, Nikki is. And I don't know, I wasn't really feeling much throughout this movie. I just didn't feel like a strong, I didn't feel like it was a strong film. Like it's a great movie for people who don't watch a lot of movies. That's what I can say about it. If you don't watch a lot of movies, you'll probably enjoy this film, but I just didn't enjoy it. I really didn't, and I really want to check out Backrooms. I need to check that out and I'll review it, but I really just didn't enjoy this movie that much. Like, I was shocked because I thought it was going to be a great movie because it had a great review on Rotten Tomatoes, had a great audience score. People on TikTok were gassing it up. But I'm going to stop taking TikTok seriously because TikTok is full of a bunch of brain rots who are just casuals. They don't understand films. They don't understand anything. Because a few months ago, I was recommended a movie from TikTok called Leave the World Behind. People acted like it was going to be the deepest movie ever made, and it was just a casual Netflix slop fest, you know what I mean? But Obsession was a pretty good film. When I watch this movie again, I'm not going to have a strong desire to watch it again, but maybe I can watch it one more time in my life, possibly at some point, but maybe I'll give it another chance at some point, not anytime soon. Would I own it on Blu-ray 4K? Nah. The coin flip. We'll have to see how I'm feeling in the future if I get the desire to want to go back and watch this film. I don't know. Something was just missing throughout this movie. Like, I know it was low budget for what it was, but they made a fuck ton of money. I will say that. But I don't know. It wasn't my style of movie. Like, I thought they could have done something better. I thought she was going to be naturally crazy. I thought like she was going to get crazy over him. That's what I was interested in. I was like, okay, cool. But then when I seen the whole wish, possessed, I just don't like it. I feel like stuff like that's been done before. And I'm not really a big fan of this movie. I'm just not. I'd probably give this movie like, I'm probably feeling like a 6.5 out of 10, probably something like that. But I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. But I've just seen better movies. Like Weapons last year, I thought Weapons was a damn near a perfect movie. That was a great fucking movie. And I thought this was going to be the same, and it just wasn't. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to see Backrooms, though. I got to check that out. There's a few other movies I got to check out that's came out this year. Even though technically Obsession came out last year, but in Canada, but it came out in the States 2026 May, I believe. But yeah, the Blu-ray, the 4K's out. If you like this movie, go check it out. It's out. It's all retail, you know, your online retailers, stuff like that. But Yeah, guys, this was a review of the movie Obsession, and I thank anyone who sat through this review. Thank you guys so very much. Did I enjoy this movie? I got through the movie. I mean, it wasn't a hard movie to get through. I will say that. It was not hard to get through. The pacing wasn't that bad, actually. It's just the characters just weren't very strong, and the story just wasn't strong for me personally. But it's a fun, enjoyable movie if you want to turn your brain off, stuff like that. So, if you're a casual movie watcher, like you don't watch a lot of movies, you just watch movies here and there, you might enjoy this film. Me personally, I did not really enjoy this film as much as I would have liked to, and that's just the reality. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in and watching this review. And I will have more movie reviews to come. I really enjoy doing these movie reviews. I'm kind of dry on wrestling right now. Wrestling is just so bad. I just have no desire to talk about it. I've been playing a lot of the Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 ports. But thank you guys so very much for tuning into this movie review. And stay tuned for more. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and peace out, guys.